Yeah, episode 10.
Got Colby Covington here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me out here, boys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming, man. You looking good, man. I'm underdressed.
How did you get into MMA?
I fell in love with fighting in high school because a lot of kids always picked on me. I was a smaller kid.
There's some dumb kids.
Yeah, so I always wanted to be that guy that trained really hard, and no one bullied me. Everybody knew when I walked in the room I was the baddest motherfucker.
Why do you think in UFC it's like a conservative brand? You don't have all these woke athletes. Why don't you think that's infiltrated the UFC at all?
Dana White is our head, and you know, he's not going to put a muzzle on anybody.
You've been a loud proponent for Trump. Have you seen any drawback from that?
Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah. So what do you see yourself doing after UFC?
I talked to Trump a couple of times, and you know, he thinks I should run for like Congress or senator. I mean, if AOC can do Congress, I can do Congress.
Yeah, man. You can do
Sky's
Congress.
the
Anybody.
Yeah, I think Governor Colby sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds real
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Governor Colby.
Yeah, welcome to episode 10. We got an American hero here today.
You got a patriot.
He's
America's champ.
America's champ. He's a man's man. Yeah. Before we get to him,
Well, tell him who we talking about. It's Colby Covington.
before we get to Kobe. Sorry, Kobe. Don't kick my ass, nigga. Hey, before we get to Kobe, we got to pay the bills. This episode is brought to you by Optimal Human.
Yeah.
All-in-one nutritional drink.
It's made right here in America by Americans. It's launching on May 3rd. So if you want to be the first in line to get yours, go to OptimalHuman.com and enter your email. Make sure to tell them the twins sent you.
Yeah. Let's get to the show. Yeah, episode 10 of our podcast.
Got Colby Covington here.
Yeah. One of the baddest men.
Man.
Start this shit over.
Warm up that Negro tongue of yours.
All right. Let's get serious on this shit. Episode 10, right?
Yeah. You just shut the fuck up. You're making me nervous.
Yeah, welcome to episode 10. We got Colby Covington in the house.
Yeah. How you doing, Colby?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me out here, boys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming, man. You looking good, man. I'm underdressed.
Yeah.
Nah, you guys, you come with a strong message always. So
Yeah.
love what you guys stand for and what you guys have fought for, man. Fighting for our freedoms in the military, so I could have these privileges and opportunities that I have today. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
I want to get started. How did you get into MMA? Yeah. How did you get in that line of work?
Yeah,
Shit looks rough.
yeah. It's not easy, that's for sure. But I wrestled my whole life, and when I got to high school, yeah, I was like, what? How can I use this 18 years of wrestling experience to like go monetize and make a better financial future for myself? So wrestling, there's no outlet after college. There's not like a pro wrestling league, you know.
There was nothing back in the old days. There was nothing for you guys.
Yeah, and I mean, guys can go to the Olympics, but you know, you're gonna make maybe $50,000 a year to wrestle 24/7, 365. It's not worth it. So I was like, if I wanted to change my financial structure and my family's financial future, I had to go to the UFC and try fighting. So, you know, I fell in love with fighting, you know, in high school because a lot of kids always picked on me. I was a smaller kid. I was 100 pounds.
There was some dumb kids.
Yeah.
You ain't misrepresented, right? You wasn't the bully, right?
No, I wasn't
the
a bully.
shit out of me.
No, I promise. No,
Yeah.
I hated bullies, you know. And
Right. Yeah.
so I always wanted to be that guy that trained really hard, and no one bullied me. Everybody knew when I walked in the room I was the baddest motherfucker, and they weren't gonna look at me and make eye contact. Like that was my motivation in training every day to not be a bully and make sure no one gets picked on around me.
Yeah, I could see that when I first bumped into you here in the studio, your temperament. Yeah. Like when you come in contact with a bully, you can like see it in their eyes. It's like a dirty motherfucker, you know? He probably hates himself, and that's why he's a bully.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that aura about you when I first bumped into you.
I had a negative connotation about UFC fighters.
Yeah.
I thought they were all bullies, assholes. And then I met you. I met other self fighters, and they're the nicest people you ever want to meet.
Yeah. Kindest people.
Yeah.
You know,
Until I piss you off.
Just don't say nothing about my mama.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, I ain't saying shit about your mama.
Hey, I've noticed a lot before your fight. You like to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Is there anything you ever said you wish you could take back?
No, not at all. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get locked in that cage, and he can do whatever he wants to me. He can kill me. He can fight me. He can do whatever he wants. But I'm building these fights, and I'm making them as big as possible, and trying to make the most money I can make. So, the things I've said have made other people a lot of money. They can hate me, but then when they see the checks that are cashing in their bank account, they're like, oh yeah, Colby was okay for saying that.
Yeah, that was fucked up what he said, but man, he really know how to look out for a nigga. Hey, let's go to one of those videos. We got like a little
montage.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. Yeah.
Dustin, you're a fucking coward. Your wife's a hoe, and she has fake tits on her chest, and you're a piece of shit father.
Well, on a lighter note,
Marty,
take it slow.
Hey, Marty, is your daddy the jailbird coming on Saturday night? I gotta hook up with law enforcement. If you want me to call his parole officer, I'll make sure he can come on Saturday night. You want me to make sure?
Yes.
Damn artist, man, I feel so bad for Miss
Could you please
Guzman.
do that?
Think about that. She's got a cheating ass son, and she's got a scammer ass husband. That must be shitty in that household. I say you can talk. Nobody wants to hear you, man. You're throwing pay-per-views out the window, bro. Just shut up. You're a virgin. This suit costs more than your car, son, so you better sit down and stop wearing the little cheetah leopard print over there. I'm surprised you didn't bring the bed sheets back out. Your mom used to dress you up in bed sheets. What happened to those?
On to business, yo. I just took care of Miami street trash. Now it's time to take care of Louisiana swamp trash. Where you at, Dustin Poirier? You said it's on site. Name the site, Dustin. Bring that wife and bring that little kid and Carter's kid, and I'll see you soon. You're next.
Your wife's a hoe. Oh my God. It's so funny, man.
Man, but people don't understand you got to sell these fights. I mean, if you come out there and you're like,
Boring.
yeah, it's like you're not going to sell any fights.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of why you can still do this.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
Yeah, show
Especially when the money
business.
comes in.
So leading up to the fight, do you got any pre-fight rituals you abide by, or? Because a lot of fighters say they don't even have sex before a fight.
Yeah, I try and go like 30 days without sex and ejaculation or anything.
Man, them nuts is full, bro.
You got to keep that testosterone inside,
Yeah.
You know how don't you guys? You know how you are.
Like, I go on stage, right?
Yeah.
I get nervous. Dude, I'll jack off a couple nuts. And it helps me bring me down. My
Right?
nuts is empty on stage.
Dude, I don't stop stroking until I'm shooting blanks.
It helps me bring down my nerves.
yeah.
I get real nervous. You get butterflies.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys, you got a dude just trying to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm going out on stage, man. The nerves is just, man. If my wife is not there, I will rail her about 3 times, and then I say, hey, let's do a couple more rounds. She said, no, you crazy as hell. I'll go in the bathroom and stroke off another couple.
Hey, shut up. So for a month before?
Yeah.
And you notice an edge when you do that?
Wouldn't you guys notice? Like, don't you feel like you get angry if like your wives or whoever you're with aren't putting out?
That's
and
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get real irritable.
You
Yeah.
get that testosterone built up and that anger, and
Yeah.
you want to go fuck somebody up.
Yeah, so you would have just gone in and fuck them up, get raped that fucking ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is so very true. Because if my wife is not getting along with my girl, we haven't had sex, I get very irritable.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Because you be
I
thinking
get
the
violent.
worst. Be thinking the worst.
Yeah, I get violent. This bitch is cheating on me.
Yeah, who's railing her?
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, I hear that, but that's why I couldn't be a UFC fighter. I got bust them nuts. And plus, I can't fight, so.
Yeah, right. You fought on the biggest stage in the world, man.
Yeah.
You fought in our military. You're the best fighter there are.
Thank you, man.
You're
I
a real
appreciate
fighter. You put your life on the line.
Yeah.
We just do it for sport.
I wish a lot of people, man, would honor our veterans, our policemen, a lot more. It's like these people that was for BLM, and whenever the national anthem was being played, they would take an opportunity to protest. I'm just like, I'm all for you for protesting, but if you want to protest, don't protest during the national anthem, because that's when we're supposed to honor these people that's fallen for us. Exactly. I think it's so disingenuous when you see these people kneeling during the national anthem. They say they're trying to bring change. No, they're not. They're just trying to divide people.
Yep.
And Trump gets in trouble for it. He comes out and says, fire them sons of bitches.
Yeah, you don't call a bunch of black football players mom's bitches. And expect the Negroes gonna line up for you. That's not a good move. Hey! 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 I used to like a white guy. Hey! We got these Jeep Wrangler, Rubicon, 20, 24, 37-inch tires. 18-inch wheels. Y'all know why we do this, right? Not just because we just great black guys, because we're giving back. Yeah, we used to give thousands of dollars each month advertising our giveaways on Facebook, and all they was doing was censors. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Let me talk. I said, I ain't doing that no more. I'm gonna incentivize the people that support us. That's why we give back. We gave up back how much? About $2 million in trucks and cash? Yeah, something like that. Man, it's a bunch. Go to officialhodgetwins.com. Anything you buy from the site, get you automatically entered to win. Yeah.
No purchase necessary. Board where prohibited. See official rules for details.
Yeah.
Why
Do you think in like UFC it's like a conservative brand? Yeah. You don't have all these woke athletes like in NBA, NFL. You got all this BLM, all this woke stuff. Why don't you think that's infiltrated the UFC at all?
Yeah. You know, because Dana White is our head, and you know he's the biggest. You know, he's the biggest proponent of free speech. You know, and constitutional rights in America. He's not going to put a muzzle on anybody like the NFL or the NBA players, where their owners tell them, "Hey, you can't speak against this." You know, like a guy for Kyrie Irving, for example. You know, like I don't agree with what Kyrie Irving thinks politically, but I don't think the guy should be told how he should be able to handle his health. You know, and he has to get vaccines, and if he doesn't, he's a bad person, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I respected him so much when he stood up against that vaccine mandate.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that.
No. You know, it's disgusting. So.
They actually did let him play at home games for like, what, 3 or 6 months?
New York.
Yeah, in New York.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
New York has lost their mind.
Yeah. I fought during that time in New York, too. I headlined Madison Square Garden. And, they were trying to get me to do a vaccine passport. And, you got to get vaccinated if you want to compete here. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get vaccinated. Right. Like, all right, you're going to lose the opportunity. I was like, all right. Take me off. You know, and this is the day they put out the ticket sales, and they saw it sold out instantly with me and Usman for the second fight. So they're like, all right, you're going to be the only person we give an exemption to on the card, Colby, but don't tell anybody else that we're giving you this exemption. And then, you know, we get to New York, and it's just everywhere you go, you have to have a vaccine passport.
And it's so weird because it didn't give you immunity.
No.
You still can catch it. You still get sick. You can still spread it. So what's with the mandate?
It's about power.
Yeah, it's all a power move.
You see how far they could take it with the populist stories why they did that.
Yeah.
So I never met Dana White. What could you say about him? What is he like?
One of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. He's so intelligent. The way his brain thinks. I mean, the guy is just such a business-minded guy, and he's trying to find the next, edge and the next business that he can build up. So, he just started his new league, the Power Slap, and now that's like one of the most viral things on the internet. People.
Oh, the people slapping the shit out of each other?
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting into that too?
He owns that. Yeah, him and Hunter Campbell. Yeah. That's his company.
He started that?
He started that. Yeah.
Man, see, that's why I like white people. They always thinking, man. Oh my God, I'm seeing all the clips of it. I'm like, man, this is some barbaric ass. And Dana White's behind it.
Dana White's behind it.
That is so awesome, man. Yeah. You know what? A lot of politicians, they play sides. They play it's like psychological warfare with them, especially among my people, the Negro, right? Like they always tell Negroes, black people.
Man, would you stop saying Negroes?
Well, that's what we are, a Negro, right? That there's a wage gap between blacks and whites, but they failed to mention that there's a wage gap between blacks and everybody else.
Yeah,
everybody else.
Yeah, Latinos, even the illegal immigrants in the country, they're doing better than black people in this country.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, but
I
don't even want to talk about
it. They're doing better than the veterans too. They're giving them 10K, 1,000 handouts in those sanctuary cities in New York and whatnot.
Man, it's in Chicago. They closed a bunch of black high schools and public schools in black neighborhoods, right?
Yeah. So they didn't have money for it.
They didn't have the money for it. Now they're opening them back up, housing the illegal immigrants there.
And giving them credit cards, what, $15,000?
Yeah, taking away resources from actual citizens.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm lost for words because black people run and vote for these people.
Yeah.
They're taking away resources from you. And it's like, I don't know what to say.
Should be a landslide next election.
Wait till the mail-in ballots come in. What do you think's going to happen this next election?
Well, you've seen they just passing that in 42 out of the 50 states that you don't have to have voter ID to vote. So all these illegal immigrants, 15 million probably that have came in this country right now. And then in the next 6 months until November, how many more are going to come in? 5 to 10 million more. So we're up against, 25 million votes that are just going to be, accounted for. And we know they're only going for the Democratic side.
And it's so odd because we went out to vote and I put out my ID. And they said, oh, you don't need that. I'm like, what? you don't need an ID to vote. I was like, man, this is one of our most precious rights. You got to make sure and verify it's no fraud.
Yeah.
And we had JFK Jr. on our show about a week ago, and we asked him about that. But he was telling us that a lot of their voters
In the South.
he
said black, older, like grandma and grandpa, they don't have IDs.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you not have ODs? You have to have an ID to go to get liquor. You have to go have an ID to get on a plane.
That's what I'm telling them. It's like they don't know how to go out and get an ID, but they should be allowed to vote.
I think it's a conflict of interest.
If you don't have an ID, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Right.
You don't have a brain.
If you don't have ID to buy alcohol, you shouldn't be able to vote.
No.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So what you got coming up in the future? You got any fights or?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight this summer for sure. Someone's gonna get fought. So they're trying to figure out who the biggest name and the best business that we can do for the UFC. So International Fight Week is like their big event in the summer that the UFC does. That they have like a big festival all week and big events that they set up, and it's capped off by this big pay-per-view on Saturday. So I think that's when they're planning for me is International Fight Week. Just trying to figure out who's gonna be the guy.
Yeah. You got anybody in your sights yet or?
Who's your biggest beef right now?
Yeah, I mean, I got unfinished business with my last fight. Leon Edwards, the guy that has the title right now. I broke my foot in the first 5 seconds of the fight. I threw a kick. It broke in 3 different places. So that wasn't me that night. So whoever I have to go through to get
that was
back
your
to
last
him,
fight, right?
That was my last fight. Yeah, in December. So
Yeah, I noticed because I watch your fights more often. I see you like to instigate the fight.
You charge.
Fight, you was laid back. I was like, he's trying a different approach. Now I understand why.
yeah, I was compromised from the first second. I threw a high kick, landed on his elbow, broke in 3 different places, and then I was on 1 foot, and I was just kind of backpedaling. I couldn't implement my game plan, which is go forward, put the pressure on, and make it a dogfight because that's where I thrive at.
So you fought the entire fight with a broken fucking foot?
25 minutes with a broken foot, man. Nasty.
That's what I call white privilege.
Damn it. You gotta have a high tolerance for pain to do something like that. Did it hurt or was it just?
I remember the end of the first round, I went back to my coaches, and they were like, sit down. I was like, dude, I'm not sitting down in the chair because my foot, I can't put any pressure on. I'm just going to stay standing, and hopefully, I'll just be able to, work through it these next couple rounds. But they knew something was up. They were like, this isn't how you fight, Colby. Like, you go forward, all camp, you've been walking guys down, knocking people out, putting the pressure on, and now you're just backpedaling and and not afraid to engage, but I couldn't move. I couldn't plant because that was my back foot, it was my left foot, and that's my plant foot that I'm planting off of, jabbing and everything. So
you're more like a attack fighter, but in that fight you was like countering to whatever mistake you could leech onto. But so is he probably gonna be your next fight?
No, I'm gonna probably have to fight someone else to get back to him. So whoever, there's this kid that's been calling me out. This kid Ian Gary. He's a nobody. I gave him some stipulations. I said, hey, man, if you want to fight me, you have to show me you're serious about business because when I do business, I'm serious about it. Like, I show up to every fight. I've never pulled out of one fight. I've been injured. I've been sick. I've been, this, that. But I always show up and do my business because I love the UFC. It's the greatest organization on the world. So he has to show me he's serious. He was supposed to be in the last fight in the press conference. He pulls out the day of the press conference because he knew I was going to be on stage and we were going to have, some beef. So that shows me that he's not serious.
He didn't want you talking about his mama.
You got too many skeletons in the club to go.
Yeah. See, look at this X-ray. You see where it's broken?
Yeah.
3 different spots.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the midfoot fracture, cuneo, median cuneiform bone. 3 different breaks on that bone, and I had to fight the whole fight, like 25 minutes in a world title fight, in the biggest moment and spot of my life, and I'm on 1 leg.
If the ref would have known, they would have called the fight, huh?
Potentially, yeah. If I would have said something, it's broken, they would have called it for sure. Those commissions are serious, so.
Yeah.
So,
Did you ever think like maybe I should just take the KO and just?
nah.
It's not in your mentality. Huh?
Trump was there front row, and I wanted to set an example for him. And that was why I didn't want to come out after the fight and be like, make excuses like, it's because the broken foot. I swallowed it. I swallowed it with my pride, and I was like, you know what, on to the next. And I wanted to also know for facts that it was actually broken because in that moment you're like, it could be swollen, could be broken. Let me get the X-rays and find out first. So, in that moment I was just honestly thinking of people like you, people that are military. That man, there's no days off for military. they have a hurt foot. They're still going to war. They're still going on the front lines. Like there's no war is, you know, it's there's no rules in war. Like if you're hurt, injured, doesn't matter. No one's gonna feel sorry for you. Right? No excuses, no sympathy.
There's a saying. What is it? It's a metaphor. You play with the hand that you're dealt. Don't complain. A lot of people complain just because everything's not going perfect for them. They play the victim. If everybody had your mentality, I mean, there would be no such thing as a Democrat. It wouldn't be, man, because they prey on people's ignorance and they turn everybody into victims.
Yeah. I know you've been a loud proponent for Trump, Republicans, and conservatism. Have you seen any drawback from that, or have you been censored, or have you lost sponsorships or anything like that because of your?
Yeah, big time, man. Yeah. Social media, as soon as I made my header picture with Donald Trump when he invited me to the White House and I went in the Oval Office and got a picture with him when I won my world title back in 2016. I think it was 2016 or 2018. But as soon as I put that picture up, they completely took me out of the algorithm, censored me completely. Like I had 1 million followers at that time. In the last 5 years, they haven't let me get one follower since that picture.
My Instagram is doing the exact same thing. I stay right at 2.5. I can't go up or down. I go down, I can go back up, but it stays right there the same.
Yeah.
And I used to get like 30. I remember when we was doing posts very regularly, and I was getting like millions of views every reel. We was getting around 15, 20,000 new followers, and then one night we just went out and just cut off overnight. Same thing with Facebook. We had over like 6 million followers. We was I forget the media outlet that wrote a story about us. We was getting more views than Fox, CNN, the 3 biggest networks. Facebook page. Wow. And then it just stopped overnight. Yeah. It just stopped overnight. So.
Zuckerberg, man.
Yeah, it's insane, right? Imagine if I'm a Biden supporter and I go to the White House and I lose sponsorships over that. Yeah. And then you got these sports teams that win titles and then they don't go to the White House because Trump is the president. Yeah, it's like a lot of people just lost their damn mind.
They lost their mind.
Yeah. Back to Dana White. Bud Light, you know the controversy about that.
Yeah, of course.
And then Dana White, I think they're like a sponsor now for the UFC. I think it was $150 million or something like that.
Yeah. I'd have charged him $1 billion. You want to be a sponsor? $1 billion.
we can have it back.
And I want an apology for what you did. That's what Dana White should have did.
Yeah, well, it's still $150 million for UFC.
Yeah, no, man, he should have got $1 billion. He could have got at least $2 billion.
But they going out of business. What are you talking about?
No, he could have got $1 billion. They desperate right now. They trying to sell that beer.
What do you think about that decision to let him back as a sponsor for the UFC? I was conflicted about it myself.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, you know. That's above my pay grade, you know. That's up to the UFC. That's up to Dana White. Whatever's good for business for them is, you know. I'm a company man. I love the company, so I'm gonna stand with them and ride with them. Obviously, if I was the head, I obviously wouldn't stand for that with what they did with the Dylan Mulvaney stuff and just really a slap in the face to all, you know, God-loving Americans. So I don't agree with it, but you know it's their business.
What pissed me off about the whole Bud Light? I mean, you can be a Democrat company and still be a sponsor for UFC, but it's just you targeting a person who's going after the children. You're brainwashing kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. The majority of his audience is on TikTok. I think he has like 7 million followers. Majority of those are probably under 18 years old.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about it. I didn't care that they sponsored him. If he was like, let's say somebody that had an audience that's a lot older, there wouldn't have been a problem with me. I've been like, I'm just not drinking. I'm not going to support your brand. Been into that. But when you're after kids and you're trying to normalize this stuff.
Amongst kids. It's not even normal amongst adults, but they're trying to normalize it amongst kids. That's why I draw a line. And I have nothing against gay people. You know, I had a babysitter. She was transgender. Okay. Yeah, and that's the first time I came
But she didn't start off that way.
Let me tell the story.
Well, tell the story. You got to set it up.
So she set us down. It's nice. She's a nice babysitter. I had like 3 straight people come in, and my son hated all of them. And we picked her, and we knew she was gay. You could tell when someone's gay.
She like a boy.
Yeah. She like a cute boy. Right? And right. And
that was gay as hell what you said. She like a cute boy. Yeah, she's like a damn pedophile.
Shut up. Cute boy. I feel like Hunter Biden over there. Anyway,
You sound like Joe Biden. Yeah, that's a cute kid over there. Let me come over and smell you.
Go sniff you.
Oh yeah. Will you stop it? All right, man.
Okay.
You're probably gonna get in the shower with him.
Right.
Too.
So
Yeah, just like his daughter.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, come here.
Come on,
Daddy's taking a shower. And bring the ice cream, bitch.
well, anyway, she was transgender, and I have no problem against transgender. She was an adult. I didn't care. But I sat down. She sat down with me and my wife. She said, "Yeah, I'm going to be transitioning." I said, "What do you mean transition? You got to give me 2 weeks notice, bitch." She said, "No, I'm going to transition to a man." I was like, "What? How you going to do that?"
Yeah, this is back years ago.
Yeah. This is before this was like mainstream right now. This is the first time I came across it, right? So she said, "Well, I'm going to start taking testosterone, and my voice is going to start to change." And I looked at my wife, and I was like, "Yo, got to fire this bitch." But I didn't fire her. My kid loved her. She's a nice person, and I kept her.
Yeah.
She was a genuine good person. And she watched my kid. My kid loved her. And long story short, a lot of people, when they think of a transgender, they think of these radical fringe people on the left. I think I would say the majority of transgenders don't agree with this shit they pushing on kids.
Yeah.
Like, I got a lot of family that's gay, and they said, "Man, I can't even walk down the street with my girlfriend and hold her hand because I'm scared somebody's going to do something to me because the things that, they're pushing on kids nowadays."
Yeah.
It makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like these pushing these fringe beliefs on and just label them all on the gay community. A lot of gay people that don't actually believe in that. They're saying they're being called, all the slurs out in public because of this stuff. Stay away from the freaking kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think
we had a gay agent. He was walking down the street. Yeah, I'm just walking down the street. He's gay as hell, right? And they just called him the F word. He said that never happened
until
10 years ago, 7 years ago. Now, because of the things that is going on, in society with the ideology transgenderism, he said, now I'm starting to see people don't like me because they think I stand for the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think the movement's going to totally. It used to be about love who you want to love.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of freaks now.
Yeah.
But cross-dressing.
And you know what's crazy? Dylan Mulvaney has how many followers on Instagram?
Oh, no.
On TikTok?
I don't watch that queer.
Well, anyway, he's got like 10 million followers, right?
Is it 10 million?
Something like that. He's a superstar.
You're a big fan, huh?
Yeah, big fan. And we had like 3 TikToks that's been banned. Mm-hmm. I put up a video of this transgender woman, which is a biological man. He's trying to breastfeed his child, right? Right? And I put the video up, and they take the video down. Said I was bullying them. All I did was all it is like a 5-second clip. I show the video, and it comes back, and I say, like, what the fuck? Right?
What's the video?
And then they take the video down.
Yeah.
Bullying. We lost like 3 TikTok accounts.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Damn. Mm-hmm. One was over close to 2 million. One was close to 1 million. I was like, man, I can't even post anything. Have you seen any of that on TikTok or?
I don't have TikTok because I think it's a Chinese spy op.
Yeah.
So I never got into.
I find it very weird that they let transgenders do what they want to do, but they don't let other people spread that message. It's like it's one-sided. It might be a Chinese op. It might be the Chinese people trying to, ruin our society because you give these people all the airtime, and it's like degrading how America's seen, how America feels about such things. It might be, and they might end up banning it.
Yeah, are they banning? I heard in the U.S. they're going to make them sell. Is that true?
They want the Chinese portion of the company to sell.
Okay.
It's public theater. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all. Not public theater. It's political theater.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I don't think they should ban it.
Democrats and Republicans acting like they're doing their job.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if they do that, they're coming for X and Elon Musk is.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, he's from South Africa. He's not an American.
he's
gotta sell
African.
it.
Yeah. He's my favorite African American. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Elon? Yeah. Got a damn good episode going on.
Hey, before we get to that, over 94% of y'all are watching, but you ain't subscribed. What kind of bullshit is that? Did you forget? We got a lot of damn good shows coming.
Yeah.
I mean, famous people.
Yeah.
I'm not having a bunch of plumbers and got some real people. Well, they real too, but
No, they ain't.
they ain't famous. I got famous people coming on. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so y'all get notified whenever we got a damn new show coming.
Well, these people, they got brains. They know how to subscribe. And
Well, the white producers is telling us to say that shit. Hey, what like I seen this one fight. Back to your MMA career. I seen this one fight. I mean, this is a cheesy question. I mean, when you broke your foot, you're like so tough. You kind of figured it was broke, but you wasn't sure. But then I see this fight where you had your jaw broken in the fight.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask a dumb question that like fans want to ask, like, what did it feel like? Did you like hear shit cracking, or did you just? How did it feel?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good,
Yeah.
But I just have no quit in my bone. You have to literally kill me. And the thing is every time I step in the UFC octagon, I accept the reality that I could die that night.
Yeah.
And I think accepting that reality helps me really deal with pain in a way that nothing can hurt me. Like no broken bone has ever phased me from keep going forward and keep fighting. Because, I think like a Roman gladiator back in the day, they're fighting to the death.
Right.
We could die, something could crazy happen, but it's very, very slim chance of that. So
Right.
I think just the mentality that I have where I really go in and I accept the fact that it could be my last day of my life. And I'm okay with that because I'm doing what I love. And what's better than to die doing what you love? So I think just the mentality that I have, I don't feel pain. Like I'm very good with pain.
Yeah, I could see you got an on and off switch. Like when I first bumped into you, I was like, man, you look like a choir boy. Your demeanor, it was like soft. But when you was talking right now, you had this. I seen it in like soldiers, like it's been the war. They got this 1,000-yard stare. You went from choir boy to like, I'm gonna rip your fucking head off. Like while you explaining it.
Yeah. How much longer you think you can continue to fight? Do you have a age you want to retire or?
I know I could fight a couple more years because I've taken very good care of my body and my brain. I never sparred hard back in the day. Like a lot of guys, they spar like 2-3 times a week, and that's why they have short careers because they get hit so many times. But I know I could fight till I'm 40 if I wanted to. But I'm 36 now, so I'm already thinking like, what's next? What's my exit strategy?
That's old for a UFC fighter, right? 36.
No, I mean, my friend Daniel Cormier, he fought till he was 42. He's still fighting in world title fights. So, he was a world champion at 41. So, there's a lot of guys that if you take good care of your body and you eat healthy, you can fight until you're 40. So, I can tell you one thing. I won't be 58 like Mike Tyson coming back for a paycheck. That won't be me.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Well,
that's got to be the fakest.
I'm convinced the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
They would fight Muhammad Ali if he was still alive. Fucking Parkinson. Come on. That motherfucker gets out that shake. They would fucking fight him.
Yeah.
And they would take a
black and
victory
he's
lap.
old. And
And then they would take the craziest victory lap. Like they're the greatest gift to earth. Like,
hey, they good business, man. Yeah. They good business.
Yeah. If he wins that
everybody wants to see that.
Yeah.
A young white guy fought a black guy who was like the greatest fighter ever.
Yeah.
It's gonna do good in paper.
I think it's a fake fight.
What do you think?
It's fake.
It's a fake fight. It's a fixed fight for sure. Most of Jake's fights are all fixed.
Yeah.
So
I was looking at the Mayweather fight when he fought his brother.
yeah.
Mayweather knocked him out. He actually held his ass. That big, tall white boy.
He's like, look like he was sleeping.
Mayweather's like, wake up, nigga.
Bitch, stay in this.
I was like, and I couldn't believe because my family ordered to fight. I said, y'all ordered this bullshit? With my money, right?
Oh,
so we sit there watching the fight. He got knocked out. Yeah. But I said, if I know it's they stipulate as a caveat in that contract, you can't knock me out or you lose your bag.
Yeah.
You think it's that deep?
I think it is that deep. I think they're already talking about some of the rules, like they're gonna wear headgears. Like, what's the point of fighting if you're gonna wear the headgear?
He never wore a headgear before.
Never. No, that's not a sanctioned fight. No sanctioned fight, you can wear a headgear. So I guess it's gonna be like an exhibition. It's just a circus sideshow, They're just trying to sell tickets, but I feel bad for Mike. He's such a legend. He doesn't need to do something like this. There's a reason Father Time's undefeated. There's a reason that Tom Brady doesn't still throw footballs. There's a reason that freaking Michael Jordan's not still playing basketball. So I don't like the fight. And, Mike's a legend. He doesn't need to put this kid over. Jake's a little freaking scumbag.
He better not do anything to piss him off. He's gonna probably bite his head off.
If it goes wrong, he can start biting. You're gonna lose him. I don't give a shit. You piss me off. You think something stupid's gonna happen? Like he's gonna knock Tyson out and win the fight, or win by decision or something like that? Do you think something like that's on the table?
I mean, I don't think anything's out of the table because this kid's in his prime, in his early 20s. He's been boxing for 10 years now, and they got him on all the gas, all the steroids. He's a lab project. Everybody knows him and Logan. Like they're gassing those guys up with all the craziest chemicals and steroids that you can put in someone's body. So, you know, I think, you know, I don't think it's a fair fight, and I think that Mike should probably be going to look for an AARP card. He shouldn't be looking to go fight again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw Holyfield come back. He had a fight. I was a huge Holyfield fan. He came back. He fought a dude, and the guy ended up beating him.
Yeah, MMA guy. It was Vitor Belfort. Yeah, that guy's nowhere near his level. You know, like
Right.
Why are you giving these young bucks a chance to make a name off you?
And I think Holyfield's like 117 years old.
Yeah,
Well, how old is Tyson? He gonna be 60?
he's 58.
That shit crazy as hell.
Right?
That is crazy.
That dude's 60.
If you say one of the Paul brothers, he's what, 23?
No, he's like 27.
Why would you jump in a ring with a damn 58-year-old guy?
Yeah, money.
That's crazy.
Money. It's Mike
No,
Tyson.
you a boxer. Would you fight a boxer? He's
He
retired.
ain't a boxer though.
Yeah.
He's a circus sideshow. He's not a boxer.
Right,
He hasn't
right.
fought any actual boxers.
Yeah,
He's just fighting like MMA old guys. He fought a wrestler that never threw hands in his life.
Right,
Like,
right.
He ain't fighting. He fought Nate Robinson. The guy was like 5 foot, the shortest.
Oh,
NBA
I remember
player
that.
ever.
I remember
That's
he
his
knocked that
career.
damn NBA player out.
Yeah,
he
that-
knocked him out.
He knocked that fool out like 5 times. I was like, Nate, stay down.
Yeah, right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was like, that nigga keeps getting back up.
He keeps fighting black guys, beat. I bet she's racist. I'm gonna build me some old niggas today. Got undercover white supremacists. All white boys on this. He knocked his black ass out. That shit, man. 58.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm gonna be 50 this year. Damn. Right? I'm gonna be 50. I remember what I was like at 35, and I'm like a shell
It's
of
like
myself.
the best age. Yeah. I think the best age for a man is 36.
Yeah. I'm a shell of myself at 50.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
Well, you ain't made it to 50 yet. You still got a couple months.
I still got a couple months. Yeah, it's like, is Mike Tyson, is he really hurting for money? Do you know?
I mean, it seems like he must be if he's coming for this cash grab. You know, like, dude, his brand is so big. How is he not making just multi-millions off his brand?
Yeah, he should have a huge brand, his merchandise,
Yeah.
documentary, movies. Yeah.
He's went broke before when he made like 200 million or whatever.
Yeah.
The story they used to say about how Don King took advantage of him and this and that.
Yeah, Don King took advantage of a lot of boxers. Yeah.
But it's easy to spend that money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially when you got other people telling you how to spend it.
Yeah.
but $200 million, like, that's a lot of money, but if you know
Well,
what you're
think
doing,
of it, $200 million after taxes,
it's
made
$100 million already.
Yeah, $100 million already. Yeah. Then you got to pay your accountants. Yeah. Then if you got a wife, that money's gone. Hey, how much is Tyson and Paul getting for that fight? You know?
They didn't say publicly, but I would say probably around like 20 million. 15,
Wow.
20 million.
So they're going to
Tyson should get the majority of it, right?
I would think.
I don't know though.
Yeah, you would think, but you know.
But the Paul brothers always get the majority of money, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's their fight, yeah.
Yeah, because they're the.
I think they're the actual promoters of the fight.
Yeah, they got a bunch of side deals because they're
Yeah.
the promoter. I mean, they're good businessmen.
Yeah, you can't fight them on that.
Damn Paul brothers.
They got the machine behind them, though,
Yeah.
for sure. There's no way they're good businessmen. They got people that are pulling strings and putting them in these places. Like, they were doing Disney commercials when they were little kids. Like, how do you
Oh,
get in-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were in Lizzie McGuire.
Right.
Remember Lizzie McGuire?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get, like, little spots on that?
Yeah.
You have to be connected. In
That's that white
world.
privilege, man. I'm telling you.
that shit's real.
He was probably on Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Would you fight one of the Paul brothers if you had the
course.
opportunity? Yeah.
But
You
they
think they'll
wouldn't-
fight you?
No, they would never fight me.
Yeah.
I've seen them a couple times around in Miami, and they kind of bow down in respect. They know a real fighter when they look one in the eyes.
Yeah.
So they're looking for guys that are washed up. They're 60-year-old
Washed
guys.
up in black.
I didn't say you did.
But has he fought any like non-black people? It's just a bunch of niggas, man. Why you keep saying that, man?
Well, he fought Woodley. He fought the basketball player.
Yeah, he fought Woodley after I knocked out Woodley and destroyed him, and he was done from the UFC. And then 6 months later, he goes and that first fight though, Woodley was beating him. He dropped him out of the ring, and like you could tell something was weird. He won by a split decision. In the second fight, it was real close, and he like made a signal where he was like this, and Woodley dropped his hands. He
Right,
that
I saw
overhand,
that.
he knocks him out.
Yeah.
And they showed like that was a fix, man. Everybody knew like Woodley took a dive. I already got paid like $5 million under the table for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So would you take a knockout for $5 million?
No, I got too much respect for myself.
$5 million.
I got a reputation I got to uphold. Too.
Yeah.
That dude felt like Apollo Creed in that damn fight.
Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel.
That shit was crazy. I mean, it looked real. They put a lot of water on him. So look, and then this round, put a bunch of water. I'm gonna knock your ass out this round because it went everywhere.
He said he felt like Apollo Creed.
Yeah, that nigga felt like a statue.
Yeah. Like he died.
He started shaking like Apollo Creed and everything on the ground.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
You gonna watch the fight? No.
But that's the state of boxing. Don't you think boxing is dead? It's not like back in the day when you guys grew up and were
Those
watching the
are
greats.
glory
Man, there was
days.
so many great fighters. There was Michael Spinks. There was Marvelous Haggard. There was Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. There was Duran. I mean, I forget his name. Camacho something.
Yeah.
Some Latino guy. I forgot his name. But man, it was like so many great fights, and I remember every back in those days. I remember we had a black and white TV.
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones Jr. And with my dad, he was a big time car race fan, big time boxing fan.
Yeah.
And I remember the day Mike Tyson became the youngest champion of all time.
He's fighting.
He was fighting Michael Spinks, right? And Michael Spinks came in there, and my dad said, "Run, nigga!" He knocked Spinks out in like I think it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Michael Spinks, he was a good fighter.
He was a good fighter. But
Yeah.
His whole family, Corey Spinks, they had a good family lineage.
Yeah. So, what do you see yourself doing after USC? You got any plans? Or?
You know, I've talked to Trump a couple of times, and you know he thinks I should run for like Congress or senator. I mean, if AOC can do Congress, I can do Congress.
yeah, man.
You can do
Sky's the
anybody.
limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, man.
I don't know, maybe even governor of Florida type stuff. You know, I think Governor Colby sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds real
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Governor Colby.
Yeah.
What you say?
So
Yeah, I had some aspiration to run for office, but I got too many skeletons in my closet. I need some of that Trump money. I got to pay off some of these women. Chief threw a transgender out his car.
Hey, Kevin, shut up, man.
Tell me about that time you threw that transgender out your
You crazy as hell. I tell you, I was like 19, right? I was stationed in San Diego, Marine Corps, and I don't know how she got in.
You just give it a ride, right?
Hey, man.
You was giving him a ride.
Hey, man. Man, whatever. I ain't
Don't just leave it alone.
Oh, man. Man, that was a long time ago.
That's a different life.
I didn't even know they existed till then. I was like, what the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of my car.
Oh, you went down on her and you said,
No, I was just like,
okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's a dick. Damn, what the fuck?
No, it was like they were fucking with me. Like it was this sergeant and man. I can't even explain it. They were
brings up
fucking
bad
with me.
memories.
And I fucking had to get the fuck out. I mean him. I mean, I'm not homophobic, but I just don't roll like that. You crazy, man. Man, why you bring that shit
Hey,
up?
speaking of transgenders,
Hey, man, why you bring it up, man?
I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Speaking of transgenders, there's been men who identify as women
Yeah,
competing against females.
yeah,
I would thought I would never see the day.
right.
That is so crazy. Like a lot of these transgenders, they conflate gender with gender identity. Gender is synonymous with your sex, what you're born with. Then you have gender identity is how you feel.
It's fairy tale.
Fairy tale. Right?
Why do you think Dana White did Dana White allow that? Is he in the position where he decides if this goes down in UFC? Because somebody got that skull crushed, right? A woman?
Yeah.
In a UFC fight? Or was it some other
Probably some other league.
Yeah, it was another league. UFC
Yeah.
would never allow that, and then also
Yeah.
the commissions would never sanction a fight between a man and a woman. So,
Right.
you know, we're not like that.
Because that
has-
woman's at a huge risk.
Yeah.
Huge risk.
Yeah, like imagine, like, look at that. For example, look at the girl that just won the college basketball championships, that Dawn Staley coach for South Carolina.
Right.
She's saying, "Oh, yeah, boys if they identify as girls, they should be able to play women's basketball." Are you kidding me? If the little Vegas school of of bibliotology came and played you, and it was the boys, they would crush you. They'd run you out of the building.
Right,
Like girls against boys, it's not fair. Like we have denser bones. We have testosterone flowing through our bodies.
You know what? I want to see that. I want to see a bunch of dudes take over the Women's Basketball Association. I want to see a bunch of dudes take over women's sports.
Yeah.
And then I want to sit back. Told you so.
Exactly.
Y'all can't compete with.
I would like to see a high school basketball team, men's, right, compete against the WNBA champion. I would love to see that.
Well, it was a high school team that called out.
They'd beat them by 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. You a pro. You getting paid all this money. These kids are in high school.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Because it's like it's like they act like there's no difference between a man and a woman. It's all about how you think. It's
I'm not taking anything away from women. They have skills. I was looking at I forget her name for Iowa. Oh man, she's
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark.
Clark.
She has
Stud.
skills. Women have skills when it comes to basketball, but there's a physicality that you're not going to be able to compete with when you compete
speed,
against
power.
a male. You're going to be at a disadvantage, not because of your skill level. It's because it's a physicality you're not going to be able to match.
Yeah, that's true.
She bad, man.
Yeah.
That's a bad white girl. She like a nigga out there. Man.
Hey man, you didn't went over your quota of the N-word today.
Yeah, I don't know what got into me.
You brought up that crazy story from his past.
Yeah, man, you
He's
got me in a
fired up.
bad mood, man. you just turned the Colby Covington on to me, man. Yeah. All right, the 2024 election's coming up. What did I say, 2024?
2024.
2024. What do you think's coming up? What do you think's going to go down this election with
It's
Trump?
going to be a red wave.
I would think, but what's your thought on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a red white wave. If it isn't, this country will be no more. It'll be a communist country. I mean, the illegals that have come through here will just destroy all our cities. Nobody will be safe. I mean, inflation will be at an all-time high. I mean, it's scary times, but we know there's no election integrity anymore. They cheated the last election. Anybody that says the 2020 election was a fair, honest election is delusional. Yeah. So
I have some strong doubts.
Yeah,
because I stay up plenty of nights looking at the election. I went to sleep that night. Trump got this.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got it. This is over.
Yeah.
Woke up.
Right.
That graph.
And they said, oh, the mail-in ballots came in. I said, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But how did all the mail-in ballots go to Joe Biden?
Exactly. All of them went one way.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Totally didn't get that.
I never really understood. Man, it's weird. It's like half the country is just like slow.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how dumb the average person is in this country.
I would think.
And that's coming from a person who has just average intelligence.
But look at where they're getting their information. Big tech, social media, which is a propaganda machine. They're not telling you any real facts. If you put any real facts like you guys, they censor you. They shadow ban you. They take you out of the algorithm. Yeah. And then mainstream media, the enemy of the people. They just lie constantly. They don't really report real news.
Yeah, people put too much trust in the media. They actually believe they're telling you what's true and what's
you
false.
can't trust anybody left or right. No, but more often than not, I believe I have some trust in Fox, right leaning. But when I'm listening to them, I hear bullshit from time to time. Yeah. But when I go to CNN or left leaning, it's like everything that come out of their mouth is bullshit.
It's like a comedy show. It's like it's like a comedy sketch.
It's like a Truman Show. Yeah. Real life Truman Show.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy time in this country, but we need Trump back. I mean, he'll save this country. And I think our country's in good hands in the future. I was hanging out with him and his son, Barron. Barron is the smartest 18-year-old. I mean, he's the smartest man I've ever talked to. Like,
Barron,
the kid is so intelligent, man.
Right.
That kid is the future of the movement. Like, if you guys sat down and had a conversation, you'd be like, wow, this kid he's the future. They've been priming him to be in this spot, and he's going to be the guy that's going to be taking the reins over for that family.
Really?
So
he's a tall kid too, right?
6'9" right now and still growing at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking.
That's a big kid, man.
Big
kid.
Look,
he's just like you from across the room.
Yeah, Trump's always like, you think you could beat up Barron? I'm like, I don't know, man. He's got crazy reach, and he might be able to punch me from over here. I don't know.
Man, you probably fuck up Barron. Yeah, Barron in the damn figure four leg lock. Trump's that kicking you. Get off my side. I'll fuck you up too. Yeah.
Shit.
So, what can people find you online and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm over on Instagram on Colby Covington. On X, I'm on Colby Cov MMA, and if you want to follow my journey and what I'm about, you know, which is, you know, God, freedoms, you know, constitutional rights. And,
You got a nonprofit, right?
yeah, and I started.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so I started this nonprofit. It's called America's Champions Foundation because, you know, I think the backbone of this country is, you know, our first responders and military. Those are our champions of America. So, you know, I want to do things to give back to those guys. You know, I have a platform now, and, you know, I have some money in the bank that I can kind of help and give back to those people. So, you know, anytime there's something going on in the country, like with military or first responders, I want to be the first one that's, you know, donating from my charity to those people, you know. Whether it's, you know, just a police station giving gun belts or some new guns to the force, you know, anything that I can do to help, you know, our first responders, military, law enforcement, you know, that's what our charity, America's Champions Foundation, is all about.
Where can they find your charity?
It's americaschampionsfoundation.org,
Mhm.
and we have a social media page for it, and, you know, it's just getting started, getting off the ground now.
Yeah, that's where true power lies. Is we the people. You don't have to rely on your government. We got all these billionaires. We can give back and help law enforcement. We got all these patriots that can just band together and make this country better. Yeah. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of Democrat voters. They think the government can fix everything, but they don't realize the government's the cause for whatever's going wrong in this country.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Thank you, Colby.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Thank you for coming on our podcast. It was
I appreciate
pleasure
it.
meeting you,
Awesome.
brother.
Pleasure to meet you guys too.
Good luck
Thanks for
to
having
you,
me
brother.
on. Good luck to you guys too.
Yeah.